Hello, friends. Hi. I'm here. I hope I fixed the audio thingy from last time. When I was unplugging stuff and plugging stuff back in, my mic got unplugged. And somehow that removed the noise gate that was on it. So let's just draw a thing. Jigs, hello. Ray, hello. How is everyone? Three shinies in one day, that's crazy. I'm impressed. My headset randomly cut out just there. That was weird. It's true. It's a very significant number of the content that I produce. But in my defense, it's because it's fun to draw. This wall feels very empty. I know I put a poster on at least one of his walls, so... why not make it this one? Honestly, cannot remember though. Look through some old photos. Oh, it was this one. Nice. Continuity. I'm gonna make it a little more like this. Oops. Kind of drew this at an angle accidentally, but I'm kind of feeling this like funky angle, so it's gonna stay. Figured that one out pretty quickly, it feels like. Oh. I'm debating on if I want to like wait for folks in chat to ask about these things, or if I should just like answer people on like Twitter or whatever and just like go down the list on on the stream or something. I'm gonna start with these hands because I feel like they will probably give me the most trouble. If I kind of get him out of the way right away, then I won't have to worry about him later on. What if I just do fingers here? No, I don't think I will. That's just me being lazy. Fingers in this economy? Perish the thought. These gas prices? I don't think so. trying to like balance the fact that you'd be able to see his knuckles here while also not really trying to make his hands look super rugged, you know? Very soft and round friend. Ten out of 10 snuggle friend. Okay. I think that's fine. Part is probably gonna get covered by a pillow here in a second, so I'm not fun. I'm like really resisting the urge to draw all the creases and folds and all these fabrics. I'm gonna do all of that detail later with the shadows and stuff. I'm just trying to remember in my head, like, where a majority of all those things are gonna go, you know? Maybe this actually would... Something about this far leg isn't quite right. I keep getting stuck on it. Something like that, maybe? I'll lay this. How's everybody doing tonight? It's like it's very, like, extra quiet today. Hope y'all are doing alright. Lots of extra chill vibes for you, I guess. So grinding. Hope it's going well, at least then. I have to do some grinding in Destiny after this, actually. Usually I would do it on the weekends, but I will be able to do that. Grind on Pokemon or grind Elden Ring. I mean, that's a fair and difficult choice to make. I keep getting tempted to get that game, and then I remember it's difficult, and I don't want to deal with that in my time not at work. amount of hours is too much. I understand. Seems like quite the large game. Plus everything I've heard about it is like, it's very interesting and very good and very fun, but once you get past a certain point in the game, it becomes like infuriatingly impossible. Like the difficulty just ramps up really hard out of nowhere. I want to see the cool magic. I understand. My week is going. Somewhat annoying. I'm finally like taking some days off. And I'm like somewhat glad about it, but also somewhat annoyed by it. Because I didn't really take any days off like at all last year or the year prior. So the people I work with don't fully know what to do when I'm not there, it seems like. It's like, oh yeah, can you do this thing and then do this thing? And then it's like, no, I'm not gonna be here, like, at all. Do not call me. Do not ask me to do things for you. I won't. So like, I'm excited to like be able to relax and whatever, but also I know I'm just gonna A, end up with like a ton of emails, or B, end up with like at least one person calling me about something. Or C, end up with like 3 times as much work and stress when I get back because everyone suddenly wanted something from me all at the same time while I was gone. So many graphics. Yeah. That's the problem. That they really don't. But everybody wants something. And they're just like, oh yeah, we'll do this. That's fine. Meanwhile, no one has talked to me to see that I have 17 other things to do because people did exactly that thing and assumed I had time to do stuff. I don't know. I don't want to make this like a me complaining about work stream. So hopefully the time off will be good. But my expectations are low. Complain about my time off instead. Yeah. How dare I relax? Need to be under constant pressure at all times. Just one small step away from an existential breakdown at any given moment. If I'm not hyperventilating, I'm not doing it right. Tizzle, hello. How are you? You do have great timing. You're preventing the conversation to be about existential breakdowns. It's a good thing. Dear Evan Hansen, oh no. I haven't seen it, but I've watched... Oh man, I forget the name of the person on YouTube, but she did like a whole 90-minute breakdown of that movie/musical. And it was very good. Not the movie/musical, but the breakdown of it, because there were a lot of questionable things that occurred apparently. So I hope that you at least enjoyed your time with it. Gotta be in the right mood. Understandable. From what I understand, though, it's not like an emotional thing because it's bad. From what I've heard, I have not seen the film/musical. But apparently it is not stellar. I'm gonna do these little background bits on a new layer. But what are your thoughts on it, Tizzle, since you just watched it? And I haven't technically seen it. Is it as bad as they say, or was it actually quite good? Oh, okay, good. Sounds like the assessments were fairly correct then. Rico, hello. Characters and motivations and stuff. Oof. Wait, broke as in like got real sad, or like you couldn't take it anymore and you had to like turn it off? I can't tell if this movie affected you in a positive or a negative way still. I think that's good. Bring this. Real sad, big sad. Oh no. Silver, hello. Maximus, hello, also. Recommend for the story. Okay. Like good enough. It like becomes a whole different ball game when you turn off all them other layers, you know? And then you're like, oh wait, actually this doesn't look right at all. Them sketch layers will do that to you. We're just doing a nice little Ross drawing today. He's chilling, watching Netflix or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Watching something. I haven't really decided. Wanted to pop in, ask a question. Ask away. No one's really been asking any of those questions, so I welcome the questions. Ancient aliens, yes. The boys' go-to dessert. Ooh, that one's tough. I would say Tank's is probably chocolate chip cookies. Jesse is probably like a like a cake, like a what's that like chocolate on chocolate devil's food cake thing? One of those probably. If like milkshakes count, I would say that's probably Roz's favorite. Trying to think of like what the rest would be. Hadn't really considered it before, to be honest. Whatever Cecil's is definitely fancy. Some kind of very fancy food. Turnipolo. Macarons. It's true. That seems like his thing. Trying to think of like what Kai would have. I can't really think of anything at this very moment. I'd have to like really think about that one. You love his tummy, I'm glad. Oh no. Hawaiian shaved ice. Yeah, it would probably be something cold like that, I guess. See you later, Silver. Thanks for hanging out. I hope your work goes well. You'd be a shaved ice kind of guy. Oh man, everybody seems to be in agreement, so I guess that must be true. I hadn't honestly considered it. Like this question in general, so I can't say I have a definitive answer prepared. Condensed milk and fruit on top. Oh. That sounds delightful. Oops. Which have an innie and which have an outie? I don't know. I mean, I kind of assumed that they all had innies, but it really depends on how I end up drawing it at the time. I feel like if anyone in particular has an outie, it would probably be Kai of all of them. But everyone else would be like innies that I just keep being inconsistent about. You guys are asking the hard questions. Dig it. I'm gonna make this a little bit wider here. Trying to make sure your questions don't sound too weird. I've been asked plenty of weird questions about these boys, so you do not have to fear. If it's like way too weird, I'll just like ignore it. If I'm being totally honest with you. I'm gonna do some shadow stuff now, I think. Because I keep getting the urge to like actually draw all of these shadows, and if I don't do this now, I'm gonna end up with like a bunch of lines on this picture I don't need. Which celebrities would they stan? Honestly, I've been wanting to like, I've been thinking about it. I want to do like a, them together doing a, the heck is the name? Four, can't think of it right now. Or something. Those boys from the Turning Red movie. I want to do them like in full fan regalia for that. Four Town, yes. I kept wanting to say 4th Street, and I'm like, I know it's not that. Oh, that was bothering me immensely. Turning Red was great. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Oh, wait, which one would be most likely to suffer an existential crisis? I just now saw this. Most likely. It's between two of them. I think the most likely would probably be Cecil, actually. I do recommend that movie, though. Very good. Very good film. If you're watching it on Disney Plus, they also have like a 45-minute or so behind the scenes like extras thing that I also recommend checking out. If you're into that sort of thing. Sorry. I had to cough. I didn't know where to move my microphone. couldn't get to the mute button fast enough. Mic reveal. Oh. It's that Shure MV7. Because I'm not fancy enough for the SM7B. Way too expensive. But this one is close. And costs like half the price. So salacious. Really want to rub his tum. I feel like when I do these, this sort of thing where I try to infer like folds and things with just shadow and not line at all, I get really carried away and end up doing a ton of them. But the alternative is to just kind of put a bunch of lines everywhere and then it makes everything look like way too heavy and dark. Which is not what we want for this particular drawing. Shirt is in fact scrunched. That is true. Who has the biggest belly? That one's close. I think Kai, actually. Or do you mean like proportionally? If it's like proportionally, then probably Roz. But just by sheer like virtue of the fact that he's the smallest, his is not the biggest. But whenever I do a Roz drawing, I consciously make an effort to make him as round as I can. The very round boy. But just like in terms of like actual size, it's probably Kai. Friend-shaped. He's that too. But I mean like literally the word that I try to keep in mind every time I draw his proportions is just like round. Like this, his nose. Just his general silhouette is more round than the other ones. What are the heights? This is always a difficult question because I haven't like fully committed to a height chart exactly. I could tell you like what they are in relation to one another, but I haven't like actually sat down to figure out, okay, this person is 6 feet tall or whatever. Just because I'm bad at consistency, and I feel like once I like stick to a height, I would want it to like be that, you know what I mean? So then I would constantly be worried about like, okay, well the door frame can't be this tall because he's this tall, and that in relation to this would be this size, and then I get like way too in my head about about what I'm drawing. But in terms of like relative height, it goes Roz is the smallest, then Jesse, then Diesel, and Tank, and I believe it's Kai, then Junior, and then Felix. Then I go back and forth about Kai versus Junior because they're both very close. I think I just want all these to be closer together. Why does Kai always call everyone little dude? He doesn't call everybody little dude. He calls Roz little dude. Specifically because he's little. But Kai is bigger than most of them. So everyone's like a little dude to him. Except for like Junior and Felix. Yeah, Junior's a big boy. You like never get to see him in relation to the other ones. But he's one of the bigger boys. Did I figure out the sexualities? Yes. But for plot reasons, I'm not going to tell you. There's a couple stories I want to do that involve those sorts of questions for them later. If I ever get around to doing it. It's because of all the milk. Yeah. He drank all his milk and ate all his veggies, and now he's a big, strong boy. Milk does do people good, though. I start most days with a glass of milk. Legend of Zelda style, just like a whole glass. Uh, headset keeps randomly cutting out. Oops, I almost forgot about this. Favorite subject in school. For Tank it was gym. For Roz it was science. For Kai it was home ec. I say Roz was science. I think Jesse might have been like history or something. Take a big swig and then yes. That is exactly how it goes most of the time because I'm usually rushing to get out the door. I'm just like, oh snap. Gotta go quickly about this. Cheese caves? Dumped a bunch of cheese in a cave. What? Ran out the door with a piece of toast. I would. Though I don't usually make toast. Because, again, I'm usually rushing out of the door. Oh, that's weird. I imagine that cave is like very gross by now. Project. Hello. Jesse is the smartest one. That is true. Cecil's pretty smart, but he's not as smart as Jesse. Pretty close, though. I feel like Roz could be smart, but he's kind of a dummy. He's one of those, like, could be smart if they applied themselves kind of people. But most of the time he's not. Felix's face is a mystery even to me. Cannot reveal that which I do not know. Maybe someday I'll learn his true face, but For now, nobody knows. Under half is just 2 yellow orbs. Maybe. Just eyes and wings. Doing a gender swap with my characters. I had not. The closest I probably got was drawing Tank's sister, because they were like basically. I wanted to make them as close in design as possible without making her as big as Tank. What's he watching? The folks in chat decided earlier that he's watching Ancient Aliens, so that's what he's watching. I hope that works okay. Wasn't sure. Sailor Moon wings and anime eyes. He just secretly has like the most anime eyes underneath. You just never get to see it. What jobs do they have? Well, Tank delivers food. I have mostly decided it's pizza, but that could still potentially change. And the place that he works at, Kai is the chef who makes the food. Jesse works in software development. So he basically never leaves his house because he can work remote. Felix, I always have a difficult time talking about what Felix does for work because it like doesn't come up often. Often enough for people to just sort of intuit what his deal is, but Felix has like 80 jobs. Basically, anytime they're out somewhere, Felix will probably be working at that place if he's like not hanging out with them. Sort of like random odd jobs, you know? Although most of the time he's like a bouncer for places. Oops. What else? Diesel doesn't do anything because he doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't work. Junior works on a dairy farm. And Roz runs a blog about cryptids. An advanced Gundam piloted by magical girls. It's a fun theory. I enjoy that one. He's a mercenary for hire. Yeah, he runs a blog. I don't know. What'd he do? He has like a whole podcast. Lots of followers, probably. Or maybe he's like every time I think about like someone having followers, I think of the Batman now. Just from that casual throwaway line they have about the Riddler at one point. As a way of like showing that he has a lot of like random radicalized followers on the internet. They're like, he's got like 500 followers. It's like, man, you live in a TikTok era. That's not a lot of people anymore. Cecil's not a millionaire, no. He is wealthy, though. But his dad, like, owns most of the city. See Angry Jake. I read Angry Tank and then Hey Jake right after. But hello, Hyena. Welcome. And Angry Tank might be a thing someday. Who knows? There is like a small story I would like to tell that involves Tank getting very angry. But it's like a smaller story, so it's one of those, maybe I'll do it someday, but feels unlikely. It's a different Felix like Nurse Joyce. That's fun. I like that a lot. It's a sensate situation. That's why he's so good at so many things. Each Felix is good at a different thing. And they all just share his powers. Whoa. Man, still can't get over like what a neat concept for a show that was. I feel like I think about it more than I should. Will the boys spend more time in the woods? Yes. This bigger story that I've been kicking around in my head lately is literally that. Some things occur, but you'll have to wait for me to get off my butt and finish finish that story to see what those things are. Yeah, Netflix did kind of do that show pretty dirty, which is like a real bummer. Something like this, I think. Honestly, though, Netflix has been pretty wild lately. They cancel all the fun shows, and then they just like keep raising the price for no reason. I feel like every time I go on Twitter, I see someone complaining about that, and then I usually agree. What did they do again? Nothing like in particular, just like in general. Like there's a lot of really interesting ideas for shows that just like got canceled or are so far in the back burner that it's like they've been canceled. The two that always come to mind for me are Sense8 and Mindhunter, although apparently Mindhunter is one of those ones that's like super on the back burner because the director is like not wanting to do it or something, but also it's apparently a very expensive show. Grand Army is not one that I've seen. I'll have to check it out. While I'm still bothering to pay for a subscription before they lose me. I would have canceled it like 3 or 4 times by now, but I'm like my family's Netflix. So every time I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna cancel this, someone in my family's like, no wait, I'll pay. locked in the same room and couldn't find a way out first, who would crack first? What do you mean by crack, I suppose, is my follow-up question to this. Like, which of them would have, like, a breakdown? Or just, like, get really mad? And, like, yell at everybody? Because if it's that second option, then Jesse, like, easily will be the first one to get super mad and start yelling at people. Actually, no, Cecil probably would first, but no one would listen. So I don't know if that counts. That seems... Since they want to cancel account sharing, yeah. If they do that, then I'm definitely canceling. And my family will just be on their own. Fending for themselves in the wilderness. A breakdown, like an existential breakdown? Kind of a thing? Like a super bad, like, meltdown? Actually, I think my answer is probably the same. Regardless. Cecil would freak out first. But no one would care. And then it would actually be Jesse. Put them all in an escape room. The problem with that idea is that then I would have to figure out how to make an escape room that wasn't, like, painfully obvious to the reader. That's why I don't like trying to even consider writing a mystery of any kind. It would just be so obvious. Those sorts of things are, like, very hard to write, in my opinion. Because it has to be, like, not completely unsolvable, but also you can't fully give away everything right away. That makes sense? This boy is Roz. Kai is the one with long hair. It's usually up in a bun. The one with tattoos, I guess, would probably be the easier distinguishing feature. Just start putting in saw traps, yeah. Sometimes obvious, yeah. But then it's more of like a comedy. And not so much a mystery, if that makes sense. Which could also be frustrating, because it's like, how do they not understand? It's so obvious. But yeah, mystery type stuff feels like a very difficult line to balance. And as a person who's not terribly experienced writer, that feels like far too difficult a task for me to attempt at this moment in time. Not saying it'll never happen, I'm just saying it's pretty unlikely for at least a long time. Who is the voice of reason? Felix. Felix is group dad. He doesn't say much, but he is often wise when he does say things. And whenever anyone has, like, need of advice, he will be there. Or usually, what happens most of the time is he'll point them in the right direction silently without them really understanding or asking. But Kai is also, like, in that. Great, please. Has to happen at least once a stream, I swear. Kai also has, like, a bit of that, like, guidance quality to him. But he's more of, like, an emotional support person, if that makes sense. Like, he may not always have the best advice, but he'll definitely be there to help make you feel better, at least. That's, like, his deal. Tank would absolutely oversleep. If not for Felix, like, most of the time. A bear-shaped alarm clock? Like a teddy bear that's also an alarm clock? That you, like, hug until it wakes you up forcefully? Has anyone made one of those? That feels like it should be a thing, if it doesn't exist already. Like an alarm clock that you're meant to, like, cuddle till it wakes you up. No, like a thick man. Well, that seems like a more difficult thing to invent. You're gonna have to find one of those. It's raining. Feels like the weather's been like wild all day today. It was raining this morning a little bit. And then it was like really sunny this afternoon. Now it's raining again. Bizarre. Oh, like a visual novel? I had considered making one of those. I fell down a huge rabbit hole about like some of the software that you can use to make it, but then I realized it's like significantly more writing than just writing a comic. And the writing is already the part that I'm like stuck on the most. I was like, I don't need to make this even more difficult for myself. But it would be fun. It's just not the sort of thing I'd be able to do while also having to like balance a day job and other things, you know? So maybe someday, but not anytime soon. I feel like this should be down here instead. That looks weird. But yeah, a visual novel would be super fun. Mostly because it's just like, I kind of would just want to draw all of the little, like, states of the characters, if that makes sense. Like, Tank talking and happy, and also talking and surprised, and also shouting and happy. Like, those kind of things. I feel like that would be fun. All the little sprites. That's the word. That would be the fun part of it, and then everything else would be stressful. Yeah, like their expressions and stuff. Day job is a scam. That's how they get you. But unfortunately, I have nothing to do to prevent such a scam. Unfortunately for me. One reason that I was kind of hesitant about this crop being where it is because I knew this leg was going to be weird. I think I might have gotten it though. Just don't want this shadow to overlap with this light. Because it'll end up looking weird later, probably. Almost forgot about the pillow. I was on the wrong layer. Oop. Oh. I feel like this should be larger highlight, but at the same time, don't want to overdo it. That is not a complete shape. Good enough, I guess, for now. Can always change it later. I don't like it. Something like this, I think. A little bit here in the background also. Trying not to be as meticulous or dramatic about it, though. I think we'll likely end up having eternal. Roz live in an apartment or an actual? Roz lives currently in like a camper, like an RV, like a van kind of a thing, a mobile home. Although apparently it's very nice because he has a room in it that looks very nice. Moved it from city to city? Yeah, he does. Oops. Yeah. He lives in a movable living situation, so he can go chase cryptids for his blog. And also so he can stay off the grid. He's like one of those people. Does seem like a fun way to live, though. Get to see lots of fun places, meet lots of cool people. Chasing after them with it. Yes. The only way to chase cryptids. Is it even... Not really. I'm debating on if I wanted to do like a shadow layer for this background, but not really. Is the answer that I've decided upon. All right. Let's go with try this one. It'll be a mix of that one and this one probably.
You're gonna make one swell day.
Avery, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're doing well and having a wonderful evening, or whatever time of day it is for you. Big fan. Aw, man. You're too kind. Thank you for stopping by. Probably something like that. Actually, I'll leave this full, because I'll turn it down in a moment. Did his thing look like... Okay. It was more like... It is turnip. Or like similar enough. I drew this poster in his room before. And I liked it, so I'm gonna draw it again. Ah. I want to leave. Scribbling some trees in here. There was not like a outline on this poster before, but I'm gonna add one just to kind of help it stand out from the background a little bit. Youngest to oldest. I had thought about this a minute ago, and I completely forgot about it. The youngest one though is Jesse. Then I think Roz, then Tank. Then I believe it was Cecil, then Junior. Then Kai, and then Felix. I think I forgot anybody there. Poster. I think I'll go with the same color for these bed sheets here. Relationship I have with the boys. You mean like their relationships to one another, or just like my weird knowledge of these fictional characters? No, Jesse's cousin is older. This is all background. Yeah, he's older, but only by like a few years. Not like terribly older, but older. I'm realizing now that this bed needs to be bigger. Kind of like part needs to be. Guess way over here. I do have ages for them. Roz, Tank, and Jesse are all 24. Oops. Oh, it's yeah, they're all 24. Junior, I think I said was 26. Diesel is 25 because he's in the middle. Kai is 28 and Felix is 30. Avery, you're too kind. Thank you for the gift sub. So generous. No, it's Tank, Jesse, and Roz that are 24. They're all the same age. There's just like a couple of months difference between them. Yeah, Felix is the dad. He's the older one. On this layer. Anything? Nothing. What are their horoscopes? That I don't know. I do not know nearly enough about horoscopes. The only ones whose birthdays I really have decently figured out are the three younger boys. Roz, Tank, and Jesse. Jesse was a December boy. Tank is a January boy. Roz is a September boy. If you were wondering. But I don't really have anything past that figured out.
A fine kind of bear he turned out to be. He didn't even
Oh
learn
my
to act
gosh.
like a bear.
Thank you for the subscription. Don't cast a spell on me, witch boy. Or maybe, as long as it's like a fun spell, not like a curse, I guess. Don't curse me. Roz gives Virgo vibes. I don't fully know what that means. But okay. Well, let's see, like here. Okay, maybe a little less. Fill this in. Yeah, that seems fine. Just either Sagittarius or Capricorn. Take Capricorn or Aquarius. How's this Virgo or Libra? I guess. And I don't fully know much about horoscopes. I tend to not really pay attention to those. Knowing his age made you love him more. To be real organizational. Interesting. I think I will actually make this a different color. So weird. It's like all the same, but brightness around it, totally different color. Our bed. Whatever late September is, I suppose. Here. Still very adamant about figuring this out. But if you want like a specific day, it's the 26th. For Roz. Jesse is the 1st of December. And Tank is the 28th of January. That seems really small now that there's color here. Maybe I'll make it bigger. See how this goes. I don't know if this is gonna go well. I'm gonna start from here. Wasn't quite what I wanted, but it's actually not that bad. I'll have to fix these shadows in a minute. Tank is the 28th of January. There you go. That answers those questions, hopefully. Do with that information what you will, I suppose. Oops. That's good. That was loud. I'll fix it from here. But yeah, as far as the other boys, I don't really know. Or, birthdays. I just have like a general idea that Junior and Kai were both probably born in the summer. But I don't really have any inclination for any of the other ones. Enough. Not even bother. The tips of his hair. Okay. Some freckles. Bye. Another version of them as kids to account for the newer ones. Yeah, maybe. I always forget if I give him freckles like on his arms and hands and things. He's still kind of looking like Richie Rich. A little bit. Maybe I'll give him the same hair. Where is that? I think it's use this one. One, two. Oh. Three, four, five. Something like that, I think. More on the side. I usually have to limit it to 5 because they're so fun to draw. So anytime you see me draw his tiger stripes, I'm usually counting. Make sure I don't draw too many, but we'll do a couple extra ones. Plushy. If the boys were wizards in Hogwarts. That's a good question. I would say Tank, Felix, and no, maybe just Tank and Felix. I feel like this is a tough one. I'm gonna say Tank and Felix would be Gryffindor. Kai and Junior would be Hufflepuff. Roz would be Ravenclaw, probably. And Jesse and Cecil would be Slytherin, I think. Did I forget anybody there? I always feel like I'm forgetting somebody with these with these answers. Nope. That. But Jesse is a tough one. He could go in a lot of different ways. Okay. I think I'm gonna grab color and toss it on top of here. Kind of fix these skin tone stuff. because I intend to pick his actual clothing color to match. The rest of the palette. Doing the little details first because I know I'm gonna forget about them otherwise. What spell would they use the most? I don't know enough about Harry Potter to tell you that. Harry Potter was always one of those franchises that I was aware of and had a general understanding of, but I never really got into it. I'm being totally honest. It always seemed like it would be a neat thing to be really all about or whatever, but never really grabbed me. But, oh. In the movies and read the books twice. Oh man. You're like an expert or something. On like a light gray kind of shirt here, I think. I was considering putting a design on this shirt, and then I remembered it's got 8,000 folds, and I don't really want to do that now. It's just a plain t-shirt. Yeah. Something like that, I think. Something like that, I think. We're gonna grab this color.
It's cold outside. Maybe someday
too much. What I'm doing here is I want some of these lights to be a little bit brighter as it's closer towards where the light's actually coming from. But I don't want all of it to be that way. So, wait. So what I'm doing is trying to like fill in some of these colors around where some of these brighter spots are going to be, and I'm going to blur this with the color dodge so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to grab that light layer from before and delete everything that's not on that. So that some of these highlights are a little bit brighter. And in fact, I'm going to do it again on just these lower parts. Because they would be the closest to the light. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to do that same thing. Select it, invert that selection, clear it. Yep. So now add a big gradient on top of everything. I'll do another one on top of the light or the line art. Oh, I forgot his phone. Do that. Just gonna fill it with a solid color, I guess. Call it a day. That's good enough. What phones do they have? I don't know like specifically what type of phone, but I can tell you like iPhone versus Android. Tank, Kai, Junior, Felix and Cecil have iPhones, and all the other ones have Androids. I think. No. Kai, Jesse, and Roz have Androids. Everyone else has iPhones. I think it's probably the easier way to figure that out for me. Junior has not a new iPhone, but it is an iPhone. He's constantly calling Jesse to figure out how to get it to work. He's one of those people that's like, I just don't do texting. I'd rather call you. Jesse has a Pixel, I believe. Is that not an Android phone? Is that a different OS? But Jesse and Tank are the only two that I've like specifically looked at a particular phone for. Oh, that's why he looks weird. I forgot his little eye thingy. Um, I'll put it here. Like, could not for the life of me figure out why he was looking so weird there. That's much better, I think. Rid of that one. I want to turn some of those lights down a little bit. Okay. Now time for everyone's favorite magical moment. Gradient maps. Start with this one, I suppose. Just to see what this does. Sometimes that weird gradient is always like a really interesting little adjustment. This part is always so like weird to try and show you guys on camera, like how different like no gradient maps and then like 3 gradient maps does. It doesn't look like a super drastic change on the screen, but this one is like so much more flat than this one. I do still want a little bit of that warmth in there. So I'll keep it in a little bit. But yeah, this is looking like a done one, I think. Where in the world am I gonna put my name on this thing? Down here, maybe? I want it to be like noticeable but not distracting. I think that's good enough. Now we can flatten this down. Grab our round brush. Ah, it was bigger than normal. There we go. And that looks like it'll be a done one, I think. How fun. Get that replay going while I ramble for a little while. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for asking all your questions. They were pretty fun to answer. Maybe I'll answer some more on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, because I feel like people probably asked things there and didn't actually click on the link, but that's fine. Yeah. Like I said last stream, I'm gonna be not here next week. Maybe Wednesday, but that seems unlikely. I don't know. I'm gonna go out of town and visit a friend. So, whenever I come back, I'll probably stream. Although I'm supposed to be getting back on like maybe late on Wednesday. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So, you want to see this drawing and more drawings like it, you can head to Instagram and Twitter, where my name is the same as it is here. Only it's over there. And the next time I am going to stream, I will post about it over there as well. So you will know whenever that happens to be. Thank you again for hanging out. Always a fun time. Yeah, and have a wonderful weekend, or however else long until I see you again. Be sure to go out and do something really cool for someone. Do something nice, you know? Just as like a neat thing to do. Promise it'll be fun. And you will enjoy it. So until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Oh, let's see, who can I raid Bernie? They're drawing stuff. I spelled it wrong. Oh wait, they're not online anymore. Ah! Like right when I was gonna go. Rate them, they... Well, yours was probably the closest general vibe to this stream. Oh, you know what? Let's all go watch some otters. That's always a fun time. Yeah. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Let's watch some adorable otters to keep those chill vibes going, you know? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.